You are Locked On Golden Gophers POSTCAST, part of Locked On Minnesota on the Locked On Podcast Network. Your team every day.
Gophers, hold on. Coy Parrish turns into the homecoming hero tonight versus Purdue after the go-ahead pick six, 27-20. That's your final. Gophers move to 4-2 on the year. Thanks for joining us. We dive into it. All the instant reaction right here on the Golden Gophers POSTCAST, right here on the Locked On Sports Minnesota Network. Your team every day. You got me, Luke Inman, at Luke_Spinman. Got the legend Gophers Hall of Famer Ron Johnson with us. Give him a follow on X. At 3Ron Johnson. Check him out, by the way, every Tuesday as well on the Ron Johnson Show right here on the Locked On Sports Minnesota YouTube page and, of course, wherever you find your podcast. A lots to get into. A biggest turning point from tonight. There was a few, we could probably go into what we'll be talking about tomorrow, plus a little sneak peek at next week's matchup versus Nebraska back at home at Huntington Bank Stadium. Ron, I always like to just start off the top here. Last week, versus Ohio State. Feels like a month ago now. That was as ugly as it gets. Tonight, you're just hoping to shake off that bad mojo, find some rhythm again, find your footing, maybe a little confidence, maybe a little swag. Problem was, this was not the Purdue team I thought we were going to get. This was not the Purdue team that looked like they just lost their last three in a row by an average of 20 points. They made some things tough tonight. Some of the team stats we'll get into, totally lopsided advantage Boilermakers. But, like we always talk about, whether it's on this show or the Viking Squad show, good teams find a way to get it done. Gophers found a way tonight. Always extra special, too, to make it happen on homecoming, no less as well. Talk to me about your just knee-jerk reaction, fresh after this, exciting, exhilarating win, and what we learned about the Gophers today.
Yeah, it was great to be back on campus. Over 200 alumni were in tow. If you guys go to my Instagram page, it's 3Ron Johnson. I have one of the, I haven't even looked at it yet. I have to have one of the sickest, intro videos. I was right in the tunnel as the smoke is blowing, the lights are flashing, and I'm right here, me and PJ.
How bad did you want to run in? How bad did you want to just run with them?
Just run out with them? Man, my knees are bad. I would have got run over by the flags and the guys. Yeah. But yeah, man, I was it looked like the intro to 2K college football or something. It was perfect. So because I'm literally right standing on top of the camera guys. So the fact that the camera guys are right there, I'm like, you know what? I'm getting a good shot. And so I got to actually download it and tweet it out because it's a fire shot. So make sure you guys go to 3Ron Johnson on Instagram to check out my IG story. Huge. That's the number 3 Ron Johnson on Instagram. Fire story. So one, you got that. And then when you show the shot, then I've panned to all the players running out. And you can see we're all on the field. They had all 200 plus of us line up and make a tunnel with the cheerleaders. So you had 1960s team out there, Bobby Bell and all those guys that won the national championship. You had Ariante Ursery was back from the Texans. You had Adam Thielen, who's not a Gopher, but we adopted him today. My guy, Adam Thielen, he came and hung out with us on the sideline. I was standing there and I get bumped and it threw me off for a second. I'm like, why is Adam Thielen on the Gophers sideline? And but Max Brosmer was there. You had Daniel Jackson was back, and Lawrence Maroney and Don Barber. So it was all the guys were back. And Max Williams, tight end from the Cardinals. Max Williams was there. So it was just cool to see everybody back. And then to top it off, we're all standing around, and then the kickoff, and then it's slow, and it's slow, and it's slow, and then finally the Gophers started to get something going after, I'd say Darius Taylor's first big run is what kind of got everybody kind of re-energized. The good thing was the defense, it felt worse. They gave up 456 yards. That's over 300 yards in the last 4 games for this defense. But you know what? Even though the offense only scored 252, it was the turnovers. And I said on the pregame show, I said this is going to be a 3-interception game, and it was a 3-interception game. So I literally called it. I got to get that video because I called it on the pregame show. I was like, this is going to be a 3-interception game. And the only reason is because when you watch film, he throws the ball around a lot, and I knew it was coming. So it was a great game, though. It was for the alumni, seeing all the guys. Tellus Redmond, and, I can go down the list of names. It was cool to see everybody back. And I mean, even the basketball team, the cheerleaders were back, because it's not just about football. It's about all alumni. There was former basketball players there, softball players, tennis players, swimmers. I mean, it was the biggest alumni room I had seen in a while. I think this is the biggest alumni football ever. Like 200 plus is the biggest return ever. And so it was just cool to see everybody back.
Time to reveal where the game was won or lost. It's the turning point.
So biggest turning point tonight, Ron. I feel like we could go a couple different directions, and I will say, right, honestly, it's going to be so easy to say the Coy Parrish pick six to go up 7, just under 6 minutes to play. Fantastic play to pluck that ball, that fastball out of the air, and then finish it like good DBs do. And you know, I get it. Why wouldn't you go with that? But let me just point out another kind of sneaky, low-key important one as well. 4th and 2. Starting to get to kind of do or die time for the Gophers. Drake Lindsey, not known for the wheels, right? PA rollout, 4th and 2. PA rollout, decides to tuck it and run. Takes the perfect angle to beat a chasing Purdue DN to the sticks, just enough to move the chains. That keeps the drive alive. 5 plays later, Jamison Greers catches the game-tying touchdown. That, for me, I'm sitting there watching on my couch, that felt like a massive turning point. What'd you think about that play? What'd you think about that drive itself? Because there was 2 critical Purdue face mask calls on 3rd down, no less, after they stopped the Gophers, that kept the Gophers alive as well. Talk to me about that play, that drive, and then just maybe another turning point that stuck out for you tonight as well.
Yeah, that was a huge, keep the ball alive, keep the pocket alive type moment for Drake Lindsey. I wish he would run a little bit more. It seems like sometimes he gets real kind of stuck in the pocket and he's trying to go down the field. And it's like every once in a while, go get 5 yards and then let's move on to the next play, because taking a sack or throwing the ball away is not going to move the sticks at all. I hope because again, he's a freshman. We have to remember that. This is his guy's first time starting, but he has a chance to be really good, but he has to learn that. Like the Aaron Rodgers, the Kyle, I mean, he's not Kyler Murray, but what's his name? Caleb Williams, the guys that are willing to get out the pocket and go and run. I think that's going to be the key to this. How quick can he now realize, okay, pull the ball down and run? And that's a huge one. So I hope that's a confidence builder for him to say, you know what? If the game's on the line, give it to me. Like Shane Falco. I don't know if you remember that, Keanu Reeves in Replacements. He had a big run and no helmet on and got the first down. And, it felt like one of those moments. The face masks were huge. But here's another one. So was it Maccabee? Maccabee runs the little, I don't know what the heck they were. I mean, I think they must have watched the Vikings over in London against the Browns and said, oh, shoot, if what's his name, Cam Akers can do this, Maccabee, you could throw a touchdown too. And Kerry Brown, I think it was Kerry Brown, was right there. It was a perfect play. Yeah. It was was it Kerry Brown? I think it was Kerry Brown, so. Wasn't it? Yeah. Perfect play. Just read it, realized oh wait, he's wide, because the guy was wide open, but he read it enough. And honestly, here's the thing. Thank God it was a running back and not a quarterback. If that was a quarterback, he throws that thing on a rope and that's a touchdown. But because it was a running back, similar to Cam Akers, it was like a little lofty throw. He had a chance to pick it off. Move forward, Gophers are backed up. They throw the go ball, pass interference. Clearly was grabbed. I don't know, on the TV copy, did they replay that too to show he kind of got his shoulders pulled? What were they? Were they saying uncatchable, or were they on the broadcast saying that should have been called?
They were saying uncatchable at first, and then they showed the replay, and they said, okay, wait a minute, this doesn't seem right. And I will say,
it hit his hands.
It hit his hands, man. It hit his hands. What do you want? In general, I will say it felt like the refs let those DBs play today. Yeah. There was handsy, there was grabby. Outside of the one Nestor pass interference, outside of that, they were letting them play, man. They were getting, again, physical out there more than we've seen through 5 games. But no doubt, yeah, that's a fantastic.
And if I'm doing Purdue's Locked On Purdue, Locked On Boilermakers, that catch, John Nestor intercepted that, and the receiver took it from him. So that's a huge play for them 100%. That should have propelled them to a win. But Coy Parrish playing down in the box, what's his name, Josh Metellus for the Vikings, that was the play. Yeah. That was the play. That right there re-energized the team, took the lead. Because again, Luke, when we're standing there watching, on the field, I'm walking back and forth, we're like, this thing, this is stagnant. The offense just was stagnant. It was stale. They could not get a
three and out punt.
They couldn't get a spark. I mean, they were 4 for 14 Luke. 4 for 14 on third down. You're never, ever, and then plays 82 to 63 in favor of Purdue. Penalties, that was the one place where the Gophers won it.
9-3. And penalties. That was turnovers and
penalties. That's it. That's the reason why they won the game. And then you look at punts, 7 punts for the Gophers to 3 for Purdue. Yep. Time of possession, 34 in favor of Purdue, like 34 to 25. If I'm looking at the stats, total yards, 252 to 456. It was 200 yards more. Yep. If I'm looking at this and I don't look at the score, I'm like, oh, Purdue ran away with this. Well, rushing, 30 yards rushing.
To 253, Ron. 253 to
30 yards. So, and maybe I'm mistaken on this. Darius Taylor, when he broke that tackle and was that a run or was that a pass?
That was a pass.
Okay, that's because it was throwing me off because I'm like, how do they only have 30 yards rushing? Because when somebody got hurt on the screen in the stadium, they put up some stats, like just because we were waiting, and so they didn't want to have the injury on camera. So they put like a huge stat line to say where they were at the moment. At the moment, I think the Gophers had like 18 yards rushing. I'm like, what in the world is going on? So I thought Darius Taylor's run, and it was a pass. So it was crazy. It was fun being back on campus though, and I'm glad they got the win because that would have been one of the, like, Penn State lost, Oregon lost, Michigan lost to USC unless they came back. Last time I looked, it was like 13 to 31.
Yep.
Michigan lost. By the way, I said Jaden Maiava. If you go back and find a tweet, I long time ago, I said, I think it was week 1 or 2. I said Jaden Maiava is legit, and he still is legit. They lost. So you look at all these top 10 teams losing. Easily could have been one of those for the Gophers where you're supposed to win, but you lose.
Yeah.
The Gophers still found a way to win.
They got outplayed in pretty much every facet tonight, Ron.
The whole way.
Except the most important, turnovers, penalties. That's all it was. Let's get into what we'll be talking about tomorrow.
This is what you'll be talking about.
What we'll be talking about tomorrow morning after we watch this one unfold. How about Coy Parrish? Did he get the monkey off his back? 5 interceptions last year for this kid, right? Huge expectations coming in this year. We talked about it in a couple episodes prior. Maybe trying to do a little bit too much with the punt return, kick return, offense, all that stuff. 0 interceptions through 5 games this year coming into tonight. Coaches told him, hey, don't press. Let the game come to you. Tonight finally makes it count. Cashes in on a monster pick six, ends up being the game-winning score. Ron, you know this as well as I do. Momentum in sports is a funny thing.
Yep.
All of a sudden, after a slow start to the year, Coy Parrish might just have built some big-time momentum for the second half of the season because sometimes all it takes is one play. Thoughts about that and what else you'll be talking about tomorrow morning?
Yeah, so Coy Parrish, I would say, a little bit of a monkey off his back because he hadn't made a play. He is an All-American, preseason All-American, so everybody's wondering, where's this kid at? I honestly think playing offense gassed him a little bit. Like, he never really got a chance to sit down and just relax and think about defense because even though he wasn't in the game on offense, he was standing up next to the offensive coaches wondering, like, is it my time to go in? Is this going to be a package for me? So I think now that he can focus on just defense, it seems like, and they might throw him in there every once in a while, but it's like, just return punts and play safety. I hope that re-energizes him to say, look, I don't need to force the game. Let the game come to me. And it was great to see he made the game because that play now is going to be all over, Sports Center. It's going to be all over the news. It's going to be all over everything. It's going to be all over Gopher social media all week. Monday when we do the PJ Flex show, Flex going to talk about it because everybody's like, what happened to Coy Parrish? What's going on with Coy Parrish? Well, he's there. Like, he's been making plays. And honestly, it's one of those things too. If I'm a coach and I'm game planning, I'm telling my quarterback in the headset, hey, just heads up. If you got double corner routes, go opposite of number 3. Like, don't throw the corner route to his side. Go to Nestor's side. Go to, 24 side. And if you notice, honestly, a lot of his passes go opposite of where Coy Parrish lines up. He just did a great job of that last one of lining up in the box as if he was like Josh Metellus. And whether he thought he was coming, whether he thought he was going to go cover a guy in the flat or something, he was right there ready for it. And not only did he pick it off, but then the wherewithal to get up the sideline and get to the end zone. So, yeah, I think that was the monkey off the back, and that was huge for him. Another one for me, though, that I think everybody's going to be talking about, and not in the positive, in the negative, Darius Taylor. Like, you got to get more production out of him. Like, you got to. 30 yards rushing with him. And, again, I didn't clock his the kids will say clock it. I didn't clock how many snaps he was in and how many plays, but that's the one thing you got to kind of figure out is what's next for Darius Taylor. Like, is he fully healthy? Are they going to be able to utilize him fully? Because he does look good when he has the ball in his hands in the pass game, but is Purdue's defense that good? It's not. So what's going on there with the run game? And I will say they have been moving offensive linemen around and trying to
chicken or the egg. Is it an O-line issue? Is it,
well, they keep switching guys around every once in a while. They're trying to find the 5 that fit and where they fit. So,
Hey, it's tough. We talked about on episode 1 this year, week 1, right? 5 new offensive linemen, 5. Mm-hmm. Feels like they're still trying to gel, still trying to figure it out.
Correct.
Don't go anywhere. Biggest pros, biggest cons. Going to hand out our game MVP as well. That's all coming up right after this. Tonight's episode brought to us by FanDuel. FanDuel, the NFL season's here. They're making sure you're ready for kickoff with this can't-miss offer right now, new customers. You bet just $5. If your bet wins, you're getting $300 in bonus bets to use across the app, guaranteed. Why I love FanDuel. It's so simple. They got everything. Player props, same game parlay, jumping in live as the action unfolds. You name it, they got it. So quick, so easy. Best way to add a little bit more enthusiasm, a little bit more excitement, a little bit more juice to your Sundays. Are you ready to play? Download the FanDuel app. Visit FanDuel.com today to get started. That's FanDuel.com. You're getting $300 in bonus bets guaranteed when you win your first $5 bet. All right, let's hand out our MVP trophy for you.
This is the Locked On Player of the Game.
I'm going to go with the Gophers DBs, Nestor, Brown, and then Coy Parrish to seal it off. Tough to say Drake Lindsey, maybe obviously Darius Taylor, always maybe a favorite going into most games because he's obviously so talented. But which direction are you going tonight for the Gophers game MVP?
I got to go Coy Parrish. I'm going to give it to him. Like, it's been a long time coming. We haven't seen much of him. People were questioning, again, I go back to that. Like, is it too much on his plate? Is there too much going on with him? But he came through tonight. Like I said, I would love to say Darius Taylor. I love to say Drake Lindsey. Drake Lindsey, 21 for 45. It's a lot of throws. Like, he threw the ball 45 times, but only 232 yards. So, when you look at the passing, I would love to give it to a receiver. But Darius Taylor was the leading receiver. And that's the other thing about the run game. Maybe Darius Taylor should be in the game more as a passing receiver and still do a double, 2 running back system. Because none of those other running backs I felt like even got a look. It was like, we're going with Darius Taylor, we're going to throw the ball. It was no other running backs even out there getting any, like nobody else got an attempt. So that's what I wonder. But yeah, I gotta give it to Coy Parrish. He won the game.
What we loved, what we hated. I'll just rip both mine out. You tell me what you think. What I loved, exactly what you just talked about. Darius Taylor involved in the passing game. Finally, 6 catches, 67 yards, 40-yard catch and run splash play that they needed. What I hated, Darius Taylor on the ground, 14 carries, 32 yards, 2.3 yards per carry, a long of 9 tonight. Just no running game at all, just non-existent tonight. Those are the things I love and hate, both involving Darius Taylor. It just needs to look a little bit more consistent week in and week out run.
Yeah, for me, what I loved, let me go what I hate first. Okay. I hate the way the receivers didn't step up tonight. Like, I felt like there was a lot of opportunities to make a play for the quarterback, and not say they're not trying. Don't get me wrong. I'm a receiver. I know they're trying hard, but I just wish somebody would have made a play. Like, Jalen Smith is my guy. A couple throws his way. Javon Tracy had a decent night. LeMahieu Brockington did get the touchdown. But, when you throw the ball 45 times, you got to have like 35. I feel like 30 to 35 completions in that. So I feel like there's 9 balls out there somewhere that could have been a catch, maybe letting the DB break it up. We do know there was a pass interference that wasn't called. I hated that. I hated the lack of those explosive plays by the receivers. What I loved, I love that the Gophers are willing to let a young freshman quarterback throw the ball 45 times.
Agree.
I love it.
I agree.
So I just think they got to find some weapons, and I think the answer is, it's a plethora of the guys, but Jalen Smith, Javon Tracy, and LeMahieu Brockington all have to come together. And Fame, I also hated that Fame didn't get any carries. Like, he had done a great job when Darius Taylor was out, and he got 1 catch. Like, let him run the ball too.
Yeah, 12 yards on that catch, by the way. Little spark plug in there. Little change of pace, dude, for sure. Wasn't pretty, but the Gophers hold on versus Purdue on homecoming night, thanks to Coy Parrish's pick six to win it 27-20. That's your final. Gophers move to 4-2 now on the year. A huge shout out to all you guys, all the everydayers out there that always make us your first listen. All you guys coming in the chat with us from game to game. Make sure you like and subscribe. Check out all of Ron's work, by the way, on X at 3 Ron Johnson, plus all the great stuff he's always putting up over on the Ron Johnson Show each and every Tuesday. Ron just checked out the Jake Reed interview from your latest episode this last Tuesday. Fantastic stuff. Got to go check that out if you haven't already. Cornhuskers up next, by the way. Another late one, 7 p.m. kickoff. That's next week, back at home. Join us for that one. Should be another good one. Until then, Sky Uma, go Gophers. Signing out.